Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one awesome and super cool and amazing ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. With me tonight, we have Dale Page. Welcome to the show, Dale.
Thank you. It's good to be here on your way.
So, Dale, let's talk about your racing career. Where did it all start for you?
Well, I was kind of born into it. I grew up in a family, both sides, my mom and my dad's side of the family both raced. So, for right off the start with my dad, and just going with him and everything, and he raced go-karts and cars, and just helping him work on them and everything, it turned into, I think I was about 4-year-old when my dad asked me if I wanted to try running on go-karts. So it was about 4 or 5 months after I turned 4, I got my first go-kart and started racing it forward. I raced go-karts all over and around Tennessee and stuff for a long time till I was 14. And at 14, I bought my first super stock car. And since then, I think I've had just about every class they are around Middle Tennessee up till I got a sportsman now.
Okay. So, Dale, what is your race car number? What's the story behind your race car number?
I had one of my favorite drivers when I was a kid was Jeff Purvis, was always the number 15. And my dad's number was always 111. So I just kind of combined it, both of them. So it's 115 for me.
Okay. So, Dale, let's talk about, what's it like to race a sportsman?
It's pretty fun. The reason I'm doing it is, you get the whole late model. You just got certain lower class shock rules and a little bit less motors and stuff. And I got a whole lot of tracks that run that class. So I get to change up and can kind of intermeet a bunch of the rules at different tracks.
Okay. So, Dale, so what is your home racetrack you race on?
The very first, my home one is no longer around. It was Winchester, Tennessee.
Okay. Which one are you racing on now?
I run it, I run at Wartburg some, Mountain View, in Spring City quite a bit. I've raced at North Georgia quite a few times. Duck River. I'm trying to think all of them. I raced at Cleveland a bunch before it closed down. I raced at Boyd a few times. I've raced a few times at Tri-County, North Carolina, and Sugar Creek, Georgia. But a lot of times I'll be at Mountain View.
Okay. So, Dale, let's talk about, now with your racing career, what type, you drive a late model, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your late model, is that a Chevy or a Ford or?
I run all Chevy stuff. In sportsman, I'm still running a stock block as of right now. So everything's based off, a 350 engine block.
Okay. So, Dale, so how many cars race against you on a given weekend?
Mountain View, I think the last 2 years, they've been about, on a regular night, anywhere from 20 to sometimes 40 cars. They'll have 2 features a lot of the times for just my class.
Okay. So, Dale, for just your class, okay. So, Dale, let's talk here a little bit now. Okay. Which tracks are you scheduled to race on this year?
I'm going to try to hit just about every track I can within a day's drive, just here and there for certain races, and try a bunch of different stuff this year.
Okay. So, Dale, who helps work on your race car?
most of the time it's just me. My mom is always there for my pit crew. And I got a couple friends like Robert Waits. He's my ex-father-in-law, but he's still around. He's one of my helpers all the time, and my little boy.
Okay. So how old is your little boy, Dale?
He's just fixing to turn 6.
Okay. So Dale, has he gotten the racing bug yet?
Anything to do with a race car, he loves. He's getting to where he's wanting to start to do something with driving and stuff. They got a junior front wheel drive class down this way, and there's a bunch of around, I think there's one 7-year-old, 2 or 3 10-year-olds and stuff like that, up to 15.
Yeah.
And he's starting to talk to a few of them, and I think he's fixing to start trying to talk me into something like that in the next little bit.
Okay. So Dale, let's talk now about, when you're at the racetrack, what helps get you focused and psyched up to get behind the wheel of that race car?
It's something I just love doing. When I'm there, everything else is off my mind, and I just focus on what I need to do and what I need to work on and how to set the car up for what I'm doing.
Okay. So Dale, okay. So Dale, what do you have for sponsors on your race car?
This year I'm gonna have it's a Preston Waite Cemetery Stoneworks from Cookville, Tennessee, Ray's Game Room from Quebec, Tennessee, and Whitney and Son Painting from Cookville, Tennessee right now.
Okay. So
And,
are you still looking for sponsors, Dale?
I do have a special little thing I do. It's thumbs up for a cure race team. We do a bunch of stuff for like childhood cancer and autism awareness and stuff. And it's spread out real wide across the United States right now. And Misty Reese and I'm forgetting his name. They're all over it, but they're way down in Georgia. But it's a big deal I got it up the whole front of my car and on my driving suit and stuff. We do a lot for kids, that's got cancer, and we take some to the track. We send them shirts and stuff and just stuff like that.
Okay. So Dale, what's your paint scheme for the year?
I'm probably going to keep it about the same as I have for the last few. My whole body just about is white. I got like blue roof posts and spoiler fins, and I got blue flames at the bottom with like a weird looking tribal purple flame and like a pinstripe tribal flames above it with fluorescent orange numbers and stuff.
Very cool. So Dale, when you're at the racetrack and you're wanting something to eat, what's your favorite thing to eat at the racetrack?
Probably hamburger.
Okay. When you go out to eat, what's your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Probably Chinese. I love the Panda Garden around here. I love Chinese food and seafood.
Okay. So Dale, when you're home, what's your favorite home cooked meal?
That's hard. I don't know. Probably meatloaf and potatoes and stuff like that.
Okay. So Dale, with your racing career, how much success have you had as a race car driver?
I've had my ups and downs. I've had, pretty good just around at the local tracks and stuff. I mean, I've won quite a few races, and I've run for years without winning a few. And I'd say last year was probably the worst year I had. I had a lot of bad luck. I think I went through 3 motors.
Okay. So Dale, so what's the worst thing you've had happen to you?
Shoo. I've had some pretty bad wrecks. I think I've ended up totaling 2 cars, and I think I've had my wrist reconstructed. I got in, it just hit wheel to wheel with another car, and it yanked just right. And that was at I-75 in Sweetwater, Tennessee. It shattered my right wrist, and I got a steel plate and 8 screws in it.
Wow, wow. Yeah. So Dale, what do you like to do away from the racetrack?
I still skate and just most time working on stuff. I work so much it's unreal.
Yeah. Okay. So where do you work at?
I work at a company out of Manville, Tennessee. It's a metal works. It's just a small little fabrication shop and stuff. Right now we're putting together the newer awnings and stuff for Applebee's. We do all kind of machining, milling, welding, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. So Dale, let's talk now about trying to think what we can talk about here. So Dale, what do you have for advice for the kids coming up in the racing world?
Just if you really like it, just stay focused, stay calm, and everything will come to you sooner or later. Just work hard and keep focused on what you're doing. Don't give up.
Okay. So Dale, thank you very much for being on the racing show with me today. Oh, before I let you go, Dale, do you have a racing nickname?
When I was younger, everybody, like on the go-karts, where I was so small and young, everybody called me Worm back then. But I hadn't had one in a while. Nobody really.
Okay. So Dale, do you have any? I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Do you have any questions? You can ask me some questions.
Shoot, I don't even know what to ask. What all was your favorite interview? Who have you interviewed that was your favorite?
I've interviewed quite a few people, Dale. I've interviewed Dan Weldon's 2 boys, Oliver and Sebastian. Dan was the IndyCar driver killed at Vegas. I interviewed his 2 boys at race. I've interviewed quite a few people, quite a few.
What's your favorite track that you've been to?
Knoxville Raceway, Knoxville, Iowa, home of the World of Outlaw Knoxville Nationals.
I've always wanted to go there and never really had the time or the money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What track would you like to come to and watch in Tennessee?
Any track you're racing at, how's that?
There's not too many of them left. There's a few more that's got shut down.
Yep.
I think Boyd Speedway just got sold, I think at the beginning of this week. So it got sold to a construction company. I'd say they're fixing to close it.
Okay, okay. Yep. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, there's too many tracks that's not doing good or just owners that's getting tired of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. It's pretty crazy. Yep. Yep. But yeah, Dale, it's been my pleasure to have you on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us about your racing career.
Thank you for having me on here.
Yep. But Dale, with that being said, do you have a racing page that people can keep up to date with you on?
Yeah, I got my regular Facebook Dale page. If you look it up, it's got a bunch of my racing stuff on it, and I got my racing page is Page Racing 115.
Okay. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Dale, for being on here. I will let you step out. I'll call you in a little bit to thank you in person, okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dale Page, race car driver out of Tennessee. I would like to thank Dale Page and his racing team, the 115 racing team out of Tennessee, for being a part of this racing show with me. But ladies and gentlemen, also, if you would like to look up Dale Page on Facebook, search out Page Racing 115 or Dale Page on Facebook, and you can keep up to date with Dale on there. Or, ladies and gentlemen, definitely you can, definitely, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, just it's kind of like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to sponsor my racing show or be a part of my racing show, feel free to email me or call me. Email me at jjnolan151@gmail.com, or you can call me or text me at 712-209-7138. Thanks, bye. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Manning Motorsports and New England Hemophilia Association. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night and catch you later.